Shalom, Baruchim Habayim, and welcome back to the virtual village at 5959 online. I'm Rabbi Michael Zedek. I'm Rabbi Emeritus of Emmanuel Congregation, and I'm glad you are joining with me today for our Sefirat haOmer project, Seeking Virtue on the Way to Sinai. For any persons just joining us, the Omer refers to the period of time between Passover and Shavuot. Traditionally, we count each day of this period as a way spiritually to prepare to commemorate receiving the Ten Commandments at Mount Sinai. This year, we are also marking each day of the Omer by learning about a midah or virtue to incorporate into our virtual toolbox to use in our work of tikkun olam, that is, healing the world. The midah for today is Sameach bechelko, which could be contentment or literally rejoicing in one's portion, one's lot. The text is found in Pirkei Avot, Ezehu Ashir. Who is rich? One who rejoices in one's portion, as it is said, and then the proof text follows. As mentioned earlier, in this midah, Sameach bechelko, rejoicing in one's portion, is part of a reflection found in Pirkei Avot, the reflections of the sages, sometimes called the ethics of the fathers, the sayings of our sages. Who is rich? One who rejoices in his or her portion. In normal times, that would serve as an important corrective. As we may very well remember, not so long ago, when much of our society, perhaps too much of our society, simply focused on what I need, what I want. I have to have more, and more. In fact, I recall a friend of many years who was enormously successful, at least as one measures it. Look, I can't even turn a page well, measured in money. When I have enough, he once told me, I'll step back and teach children. That's surely a noble, but quite clearly, in comparison to what he had been doing, a less well-paying pursuit. When we spoke more than 20 years ago, he was already well over $100 million in net worth. Dayenu? No, he's still at it even now, unable to step back, and more interestingly, still keeping score, as in the t-shirts that were theoretically popular some time ago. Even that represents something of a critique. One said on one side, just one more mile, and on the back, as the person might pass you and you would hope not coughing. Sly reference to our contemporary situation. One more is never enough, or the other one, which is even more directly on point. Whoever dies with the most toys wins. Alas, what a dissatisfying notion. The comedian Lily Tomlin once suggested, what's the use of winning the rat race if at the end you're still a rat? So how might it be a corrective to be satisfied with one's portion in these perilous times? It must serve as a reminder of how blessed we are, how rich we already are. And I'm not talking about money, obviously, rather the intangibles, the irreplaceables, and even if in grief, the possibility of moving forward with a richness that enriches our lives. I recall a recent program on National Public Radio in which people were asked to add to a poem which began, "What I've learned from grief." And the application that suggested strongly to me something of importance was, grief is love which has no place to go. But there are always things we can do, always places we can put that love in a world that is in so much in need of our help, our aid, our working for tikkun olam. One of my favorite rabbis, Rabbi Michal, I wonder why you think I like that name, suggested my life was blessed in that I never needed anything until I had it. I never needed anything until I had it. And that might allow us to recognize not only to count our blessings, but also the very notion that the ability to count blessings means we have more and more of them. Thank you. Once more, I invite you to join me in reciting the blessing for Sefirat haOmer. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotov v'tzivanu al Sefirat haOmer. Praise to you, eternal our God, sovereign of time and space, who makes us holy with commandments and commands us on counting the omer. Thank you. Amen.
Hayom shiv'a u'shloshim yom, shehem chamisha shavuot u'shnei yamim la'omer. Today is 37 days, which is 5 weeks and 2 days of the omer.